now for Bristol Rovers, obviously beginning a new era in League Two. They want to make sure they bounce back at the first time of asking. Darrell Clarke's the man they believe can do so. Obviously coming back to the club as well. He had a fantastic bond, as we've mentioned before, when he was here last, and obviously got them promoted as well. It was fantastic during that spell. He's since gone away. He's got other sides promoted. He's got sides who you wouldn't have thought were to be promoted, and he's got them up as well. So he has some fantastic EFL experience, fantastic promotion experience as well. So Darrell Clarke is clearly the man to be taking this side forward. They've played their first pre-season friendly. Dan, our Bristol correspondent. Dan, what's the thoughts after this friendly? What are Darrell Clarke's feelings and thoughts going into the new season? Obviously, pre-season can only show you so much. But it is sort of a bit of a huge reset at the club, and he wants to make sure that some positive signs are there to be seen. So, what can you tell us following this, and Darrell Clarke's thoughts as well on how things are going ahead of this new campaign? Because it's certainly one that they need to hit the ground running with, and they need to certainly make sure they're near the top of League Two, because it's a slippery slope if you are not competing in that division. Dan, what can you tell us about where they are at the moment, where Darrell Clarke is following this first sort of friendly, and how positive he is ahead of this new season?
Well, Charles, Darrell Clarke was certainly very upbeat following Bristol Rovers' first win in pre-season in their first match away at Chippenham Town. The Gas ran out as 2-1 winners, and he said that the attitude in pre-season so far has been very good, and he's been impressed with it. He said, obviously, it's going to be hard work, and Bristol Rovers have to get things right now when they can afford to make sure that they're ready for when the season does get underway in mid-August. Obviously, at the moment, wins in pre-season are slightly immaterial. A win is good, and a win is always a win, but it's not about that, I think, at the moment. I think Darrell Clarke understands that and recognises that. He knows that the most important thing is understanding and getting his players to play how he wants them to play, with, of course, his coaching staff as well. So that's what's more important, understanding their style, their patterns of play, and developing and gelling as a team, as opposed to winning matches which obviously don't actually count for anything. Yes, it's nice to win, we all know that, but let's be honest, the pre-season games don't count towards any points in League Two next season. But the games in League Two, they do count for the points that Bristol Rovers want to achieve, and to win those points, they'll have to make sure that they're ready for when they do eventually get their season underway next month. So, overall, it's a good start to pre-season, and I think that what is important is that, as Clarke mentioned, the attitude has been good from his players. Obviously, he's brought a lot of new faces into the club following the relegation last season, so you did worry that perhaps they would take time to gel at the club, but it would seem that no, things are going all right so far. Obviously, we haven't had a full test of what they're capable of yet in pre-season, but after just one game, to say that the attitude's already good, that's good to start. I mean, obviously you'd want that anyway, but sometimes when players come in, egos can clash, and things never always work out how you perhaps expect them to. So for things to be good straight away is a good sign for Bristol Rovers. So now let's hear from Darrell Clarke himself, who spoke after that win against Chippenham, to hear exactly what he thought following the victory and his thoughts on pre-season so far for the Gas.
Listen, the game was very bitty for me. There's always good bits and lots of things to work on in these sort of games. But we didn't start particularly well first 10 minutes, and then we got foothold in the game. Probably should have scored 2-3 before half time. They put a few good blocks in. Second half, very much a mixed match team. But the pleasing thing for me, got through the period, no injuries. That's really important. The four lads have played 30 minutes. They've missed a little bit of pre-season. Promise has done a little bit of pre-season, but obviously missed a lot of times last season. So we had to protect them a little bit on a difficult surface as well. So yeah, good workout.
Yeah, first pre-season game. Is it about building the minutes, building the fitness and building the cohesion as well?
It is, and getting those connections, but it was always going to be a little bit bitty today with the changes we made. But listen, it's always nice to win a game, but it's pre-season, and the works the boys have put in over the last 9-10 days has been very good.